brought up vocal fry a little bit ago, and I just kind of thought, is there a symbol for vocal fry?
I think that there are distortion type symbols that you can use. And that may be more for like the SLP, because we're looking at distortion too. So there are little symbols we can use to indicate distortion. I don't know. I don't know if there's one specifically for vocal fry. I've never used it. I've used the distortion symbols more.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I had a conversation actually with Lucas, our other SLP that I talked to, and I asked him, so what's your take on vocal fry? You know?
Yeah.
The reason why I asked, and I'm going to ask you that too, because I want you to talk about it from both the singer and the SLP kind of viewpoint. But I've talked to singers who had studied with some of the best vocal technicians that said, sing it with vocal fry.
Oh, you got to be kidding me. No. Okay. So.
And I was like, there's teachers out there that are actually teaching their students to use vocal fry.
Yeah. Why? Okay. So it's a tough one. And I'm definitely not one of those singers. I am not going to teach you to do vocal fry. But I can see where some, especially if a student comes in and is going, I want to be a pop singer. I want to sing like Adele first album.
Yeah.
So there's lots of, as Americans, let's just preface it with this. Americans are the most lenient of the world stage. We are the most lenient on vocal disorders. We let it slide. Heck, we even like it. Hello, Rod Stewart. So we as a culture, we are very lenient on vocal disorder. So I can see where that could happen. I can see where there would be students come in and go, I want to sound like this singer, and that singer sings the vocal fry. And so the teacher says, okay, well, if you want to sound like that, you've got to do this. But as far as health, I would never recommend it. I would never recommend it on a study basis. If it was a pull it out once just to show off kind of thing, all right, fine. But it's definitely something I would not promote as a speech therapist and a singer. But I'm also a classically trained singer who I am very much let's be healthful. I want you to be able to sing till you're 80. We want to make sure that we're keeping this mechanism in tip-top shape. The truth is that as an opera singer, and you know this, as an opera singer, it is an athletic, that is an Olympic style of singing. Okay. It's very athletic. It's all about consistency. It's about breath support. There's so much that goes into physically that style of singing. However, if you can master that, then just about anything else, any other genre you can imagine, will likely be supported and healthful when you try to sing that genre. So,
when you're classically trained, you become very hyper aware of what's going on here. So if there is a little bit of like, oh, I was hanging out in a bar last night and I shouldn't have done it because now I'm starting to feel a little sore here.
Right.
Okay, I better take a day of vocal rest and back off, because now I could further damage if I try to sing or talk hard on top of it, having already done that.
Right. Well, and people, we'll talk about Adele for a moment. Adele, I know that she struggled with vocal nodes. That's one of the biggest, it's like a big bad word, like no nodes, right? And it's, if you don't know what that is as a singer, and I know we have a lot of young singers watching, vocal nodes is basically like a callus on your vocal cords. Just like when you start to play guitar, you get calluses on the ends of your fingers. And here's the thing, you can just stop playing guitar for a while and the calluses go away. But you can't stop talking. So once that callus is there, boy, it's hard to get rid of. And that's why you've probably heard, oh, I had to be totally quiet for 6 weeks. Well, you have to change how you're talking too, because once the callus is there, every time you touch that spot, it just keeps adding to it. So, that's another reason I would never promote vocal fry myself, is because I don't want to put my student at a higher risk for developing that. And a lot of, I've heard, well, I don't want to say a lot, but there are several people who have dealt with that, who maybe have opted for surgery. There's a high risk there too. These muscles are only about that big. So doing surgery there, that's a little higher risk. And I would never want to put my student at risk to have to even consider doing that. So I would never be one of those to promote it per se, at least not on a regular basis.
Right, because you're putting your voice at risk, and we only have one. You can't replace the voice.
You only got one. There's
Like you can
no,
replace an arm.
as far as I know, we don't have a transplant option that's easily accessible. So,
yeah, I mean, most
you
of the
know.
time you see those people who, you know, been lifelong smokers, and they have to have a tracheotomy, and they
Yep.
have to take it through a you know, a device. That's your option.
Yep. Yep. A device. Well, they also have prosthetic voice boxes or
But
prosthetic.
can you sing with it?
No. No, it doesn't have pitch. It's just vibration.
Yeah.
So
So if
it
you
doesn't have
want to
it.
be
So
a
it's
singer,
monotone.
if you want to be a singer, yeah, you have the option of, you know, using a what are those devices called again?
Oh,
Yeah, I can't remember, but
I
yeah,
can't
one of those
remember
little devices that you put on there, and it can make like this little digital
yeah,
sound.
it's just the vibration. It's vibrating. Yeah.
You have your prosthetic, and if you want to be a singer and you think vocal fry,
No, we don't
don't
want
do.
singers to do that. We don't want any singers to do that. We don't want that to be your end result. Although
That all of my singers and SLPs that I've talked to so far are not proponents of vocal fry. So
vocal fry, yeah.
I was very surprised to hear it from somebody who is an amazing singer, who took voice lessons from, I'm not going to name what because it's a top university, and he's one of the top voice teachers at said top university, who says, just if you can't reach the note down there, just go into your vocal fry. No. You go into a phonation, or you just let it, the air kind of
speak.
hold up.
Just speak then. Like, don't, you know what I mean? That's what I say. I'm like, work within your boundaries. Like, there's no reason to push beyond where you can physically go. Like,
and that's why when when you're down in that lower register, because I actually have a series of exercises that I do that help expand your range, low and high. And I tell my students explicitly, you do not force. If you can't phonate healthily on that pitch, don't sing that pitch. Bring it down and allow yourself to aspirate on that pitch. If there's nothing else that comes out, don't force it. Don't vocal fry. Don't push it. It'll grow. If you want to reach that pitch, it will.
It'll go there. It will. It'll stretch. It will stretch. And that's all part of that coordination piece when you're teaching. And you can get the stretch of your range as you work on both ends.
Yeah.
There is a certain amount of relaxed engagement. It's a weird way to put it, but I've always likened singing to playing golf. The more tense you are, the bigger handicap you have. So you have to learn how to be engaged in the sport, but still relaxed within your placement, and learn where that should be so that you can, make a straighter shot. So it's all about that coordination piece, but we tend to all do this, right? And that it never works. It never works. The more tense we make it, the harder it is to produce. And that can be on the low end, vocal fry, or on a high end, screechy, screechy, screechy. And so we have to learn to build from the middle and stretch out while trusting it, because that trust is part of the relaxation part. It's all, there's a lot of mind game that goes on with us singers, and we have to talk ourselves out of the fear, out of the anxiety that maybe it won't come out the way we want, or it won't come out the right pitch, or it won't come out pretty, or won't come out at all. And we worry about that. But really we need to look at it more for the practice, right? It's the practice. It's working it in. Yeah, it's development. It's lifting weights for your voice, so to speak. You can't walk into the gym and automatically lift 250 pounds. You got to just inch it up a little at a time. And eventually you've got this nice, relaxed and supported stretch. And that's just part of the development. But we are in a fast food society. We all want it now, want it now. And we have to learn the practice. The art.
Yeah, and a lot of people think that it's just one voice lesson and I'll be able to get that audition nailed. Okay,
yeah, no.
You have a voice lesson with me, but that's not going to get you that audition.
It's not going to change it. It's not likely. I'm not going to say that Corinne can't work her magic, but it's not likely that you're going to make a total 180 in 30 minutes. That's not how the body works.